Morning. Hey, you look great.
What's this? You playing hooky?
Oh, I wish I was. No, I've got a session with the Inland Revenue.
Oh, sounds nasty.
Yes, I think they've got me confused with the national debt.
Morning, Judy. How are you today?
As well as can be expected.
Oh, dear.
Yes, she thinks 2 sneezes earns her a week off school.
It's all right, he doesn't understand.
See what I mean? Hey, hope it all goes well with Jason. Yeah. Okay, kids, come on.
Tell Jason I'll go to Colchester with him.
I will. Four 4890? Hello?
Hello, darling.
Hello?
Not too early, am I? I didn't catch you dressing.
Thank you for calling. I enjoyed our chat.
Oh, lady, you going anywhere near Norwich?
Yes, I'm going through.
Oh, great. Where do you want my pack?
Hang on, in the boot. I'll just go round. You sound a long way from home.
Oh, my dad's a sergeant stationed here with the Air Force. I've come over for 3 months to hear his version.
Like that, eh?
No, he's a sweetie. I enjoy being with him.
Where do you live in the States?
San Antonio. That's Texas.
Oh, Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston.
Yeah, you been?
Where?
No, have you been there?
Oh, no, I gave a talk once at school about the Alamo.
Oh, they were all there. Jim Bowie, Davy Crockett.
John Wayne.
Yeah, him too. Did you know what's the name of a tree? The Alamo tree?
No, I didn't. Look, shall we go?
Lead on. Thank you.
Thanks.
So, your son didn't know?
Not till 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I know you Brits are supposed to be laid back, but I mean, his dad disappears. Won't he be a little curious as to why he didn't mention it?
I imagine he'll be very curious.
If I had kids, I wouldn't want them away at school. I want to bring them up myself.
13 years solid, Tessa. Don't you think they deserve a break?
Could be. Yeah, it's better than watching your folks tear strips off each other.
It wasn't like that.
You mean it wasn't with you?
Ah.
Which came first? Boarding school or trouble with Jerry? Oh, is that a polite way of telling me to shut up?
No. Are you into psychiatry?
Sure. That's why I'm so well adjusted. Old enough to know better, young enough to do something about it. You get the best of both worlds.
Sounds so easy.
Oh, it is. Hey, we overcomplicate things. That's what my shrink taught me. You can handle it.
I can?
Sure. All you gotta do is assess your lumber.
What?
My folks spent all their lives buying things. Freezers, TVs, furniture. They even had a video recorder 5 years before anybody else. And where'd they get them? 3,000 miles apart. The way I see it, you're ahead on points. You're young.
Young-ish.
All right, young-ish. You got your freedom. Now you can enjoy it. Quit the coop and fly.
Enjoying the view?
Very nice. Come far?
Couple of hours.
Like cows, do you?
Love them.
Beautiful animals, they be. Mainly Friesians now, you know. Them black and white ones.
Yeah?
Gone from Holland originally.
Do you work on a farm?
Used to. My time, 2 gallon a day were good. Now they get 4 gallon. Milk some of them 3 times a day. Milk factories, they be.
What do you do now?
I do the Lord's work. Good day here.
I guess this isn't the first time this problem's cropped up, is it? One form or another.
Oh, not the first and not the last. Sure, you know, thought marriage would work just as well on a lottery basis. People allocated to each other rather than choosing.
And you, do you agree with him?
Personally speaking, I'm not in favor of lotteries. I prefer to think I have control of these things. Whether or not I choose wisely, of course, that's another story.
You're not giving much away, are you?
No, I'd rather stick to teaching. It's a lot safer. Modern marital relationships are too complicated for me. They make the unification of Italy look quite straightforward.
You met my husband, didn't you?
Oh, yes, of course I know Jerry. We were at the same college together at Cambridge. Last time he was down here, we talked about it.
Any particular impressions?
Well, yes, I got the feeling that that part of his life was special to him. A high point, maybe?
He took me there once.
To a May ball? Did you enjoy it?
No. Magic didn't work for me.
Still don't see why you didn't tell me.
No. Nor do I now. Barry said I was chicken. He was right.
Usually is, little Mr. Noel.
So am I forgiven?
Nothing to forgive you.
Go on. Say it.
You underestimated me.
Watching you just now. Far cry from the little chap we packed off to school 2 years ago.
Mum, for Christ's sake, next year I'll be 16. I'm a young person. The year after that, I'll be a young adult.
You're well informed.
Citizens' rights. We spend a lot of time discussing them.
When you heard on the phone, what was your first reaction?
Well, I wasn't that surprised. You must think I'm a wimp. Over 3 weeks and Dad was never there. Not once. Never a line from him. Not even a scrawl at the bottom of one of yours. Incidentally, your spelling's cracking up.
So long as it's only my spelling.
You and Super Brat on the phone. Couldn't put a word to it. But I knew there was something. Something not as it should be.
Barry's hated it.
Quite right. How do you think I felt, knowing that he knew and I didn't?
I can't justify it. I was wrong. Look, you mind if we walk? I'm not that warm.
It's not that unusual. What isn't? Parents splitting up.
Oh, so I heard.
Pompous old twit.
He's not. He's nice.
To you, he may be. One of his young, fanciful mums.
Ooh, thank you.
Don't get carried away. Should see some of the rinkies who come up here.
Oh, I thought you were being complimentary.
Can I say something?
That's what I'm here for.
Because we're talking, and you're telling me these things, and I haven't flipped my wig, it doesn't mean I don't want to see him again. Talk to him. Hear his version.
Of course not. Look, whatever's happened, love, it's not between you and him. I'm sure he loves you. That's not in doubt.
Is there another bird?
Oh,
What's so funny?
you.
Another lady. Suspicions?
Nothing concrete.
So what's your version?
No idea.
Impossible.
He couldn't talk. Couldn't explain. He couldn't tell me. It has to be my...
So you don't have a version?
Not yet. It's too soon. Where do you put it?
Are you staying here?
Staying? No, I hadn't thought about it.
Why not? Go on, enjoy yourself.
You only live once, as Dad used to say. Would be a treat.
Do you good. It's been rough, hasn't it?
Is that a tactful way of saying I look 100?
No, you look smashing. I don't know. You've sort of changed.
Hello, Reynolds. Eating again?
What's wrong with that?
The human dustbin, they call it. Good afternoon.
Hello. A pal of yours?
4-year man. Big trouble.
Ooh, what sort?
Drugs. I think he's
Shame. He looks a pleasant lad.
weirder.
What time do you have to get back?
Wasn't specified. 6:30 at the latest.
You'd like to stop and buy a couple of things on the way?
I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
Who chose my name?
I don't remember. Both of us, I guess.
Well, I'd like to change it.
Why? What's wrong with Jason?
Well, it's a bit...
Rubbish. What would you like?
something more...
Macho? Clint? Bert?
Plankton. Plankton Algie Reynolds. How does that grab you?
It doesn't. You go and buy some groceries while I book in.
You going to stay?
Why not?
Plankton, yes?
Jason.
Rubik had a word for people like you.
Who?
Rubik. Or cube. Or square.
Oh.
My point. Here's your chemist.
Oh, you not only look good, you smell good.
That new BO battery you bought me.
It works. Good luck with the maths.
I'll call as soon as we get some results.
Right. Well, bye, Plankton. We'll have a good half-term, yes?
Hope so.
Are you sure it's all right, Hilly?
You take your time. Besides, night in a hotel will do you good.
It's awful. I'm quite excited. Give Barry my love.
I'll do that. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, where are you off to?
Alison's.
Oh, my God, now what's happened?
She's staying up in Norfolk for the night.
Oh, so?
It's Barry. He's got a pint of paint down his shirt.
Accident-prone, your friends, aren't they?
I'm only going for a shirt.
What about the boss's supper?
Oh, it's your favourite tonight.
A salad?
Just ask the flies to move off the corned beef.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
A table for one?
Please.
What about here?
Oh, that'll be fine.
Men.
Thank you.
Successful?
I hope. And you?
8:45 in the head man's study.
Oh, dear.
Hello. Oh, don't get out, miss. How did the French all go?
Could have been worse, sir.
Remember, when you do it for real, it'll be a stranger. So it'll be a different accent, different viewpoint. Did you sort things out with your mother?
I think. Well, as far as one can.
You any idea this was coming up? Well, things all right at Easter.
Couldn't have been, could they?
No, but you didn't know.
How'd you tell? They hide everything. Never know what's going on. I remember once, 2 years ago, we were at the beach. She was walking in front, and I ran after her. Tears were streaming down her face. Nobody said anything. God knows what it was about. I think she should have told me.
So does she. She said so.
Yosso wouldn't have run off. He'd have nutted his wife, and then they would have lived happily ever after.
Who's Yossa?
A character in a play, sir.
I'm not sure that nutting the wife is a firm basis for marital bliss. I wouldn't recommend it. How are the, off breaks?
I didn't realize you knew.
Contrary to public opinion, there are still a couple of things I know about the school. Come here. Come up here a moment. Look at the field. Which way does it slope?
That way.
Yes, well, you were bowling from the wrong end. You're trying to turn the ball up the slope.
I should have bowled from that end.
Jim Laker would have.
Who?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. May I?
Oh, please. I hate eating alone.
Table for one. Cruelest phrase in the language. Why?
Oh, I'd love some, thank you.
I've got to keep sober for the head man.
You almost sound frightened. It's all right. He won't eat you.
You sure?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, darling.
Yes?
You hung up on me this morning, Alison. That wasn't very nice.
What do you want?
I want to see you. Like I saw you last time. That robe of yours, Alison, it's very revealing, you know. Oh, but then you do know, don't you?
What is that? Cow pie?
Complete with horns and tail.
You red dandy.
Cut my teeth on it. Desperate Dan, Corky the cat.
Don't, please. Too heartbreaking.
I'm going to take your suite here, sir.
Yes, that's all right.
Of course. Would you like to order?
Well, I'll choose, but I'll wait for Mrs. Reynolds.
As you wish. Excuse me. Ah, you're good with names.
Oh, yes, I have to be. I work with Americans. Can I pick your brains?
Please.
Help me. What do I do with this headmaster?
Tell me the problem.
Well, last school holiday, Adrian gave a party. Why not? I mean, it's difficult to keep in touch with your mates when you're away. I suddenly had to go off on business. Predictably, I suppose, the party turned out to be a Roman orgy. Some switched-on young lady crashed out in Adrian's room.
Adrian's your son?
Right. What nobody knew was that she hid her supply of Acapulco gold, or whatever, in his bedroom. Adrian found same, told no one, and took it back to Greyfriars with him.
I've an awful idea what's coming next.
I bet. Last Saturday night, as ever was, the whole dormitory tuned in, turned on, or whatever the phrase is.
Well, you have to be contrite. Throw yourself at the court's mercy.
Do I look the contrite type?
Why not? You see, beneath his academic exterior, our headmaster...
Has an academic heart of gold, yes, I know.
Well, you chose him.
Let's say he wasn't my first choice.
Which means this isn't Adrian's first school?
Which means it isn't his third school.
Ah.
Last Chance Creek, and we're about to sail up it.
What about Adrian's mother?
She died when he was 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Half the problems would never have arisen. I mean, a 5-year-old who's never been out of the country yet speaks English with a heavy German accent. Au pairs are wonderful, but they do
Hang on. Perhaps that's your clue. Victim of a one-parent family. You out in the business jungle, hacking a living, no time for his problems, no female touch at home, school report in one hand, plane ticket in the other, headmaster. Yes, you must always call him headmaster. It suggests the right note of deference. You do have to lay it on.
What about my diabetes?
Desperate circumstances, desperate measures.
Can you see me doing it?
I can't conceive of you not doing it.
Where have you been all my life? If it works, I'll buy you the best bottle of champagne on the wine list.
And if it doesn't, I'll buy you... ginger beer shandy?
You're on.
Okay.
You owe someone an apology.
I do.
Alison, there is a peeping Tom.
Oh, you saw him?
Oh, better than that. I spoke to him. He rang up while I was over there.
How do you know it was him?
Oh, he admitted it. Boasted about it.
Well, what did he say?
Well, that's not the point. You called her, what was it? A drunk? A hysterical drunk? The point is, we misjudged her.
We? So you didn't believe her either?
I admit it. I had my doubts. And now I feel guilty. Guilty and sick.
Oh. What did he say?
Oh, he talked about her breasts and what he'd like to do to them. Says something about us, doesn't it? That we didn't believe her.
No. You did believe her. It was me who persuaded you otherwise.
I have a feeling deep down that we've not... Yes, both of us. We've not really appreciated what she's been going through.
Thank you.
Trevor been in?
No, I haven't seen him. He's just here.
Yes. Big pardon. Do you play skittles by any chance?
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, never you mind. I didn't reckon so.
I went 10-pin bowling a couple of times.
What, recent like?
16 years ago.
Well, that's something you'd never forget. See, we got a skittle match on against the next village and we're one man light.
Oh, dear. Well, surely you can find somebody.
Well, we got plenty of jokers in there, but not all take it serious.
I don't think I'd be much help.
That's Big Bob is. He's got a freezing in cough. He's out there now with the vet and I got to go up and give him a hand.
Well, I'm not exactly dressed for it.
Oh, that don't matter what you wear, love.
I couldn't play in these shoes.
Well, take them off if that'd help. Or we could fix you up with a pair of pumps. Be a right old bit of fun, you know. Beer's free.
Richard, do you know something?
What? Oh, hold on. Peter! Turn it down! Can't hear yourself think down here. Yeah?
I've heard that man's voice before.
Voice?
On the phone. The Peeping Tom.
Well.
Wish I knew. It's someone we know. No, not know. Know of.
But someone she doesn't know.
Yes, that's right. Someone we know vaguely, but she doesn't.
Burnt yourself on the stove, then?
Oh, yes, I'm always doing it.
You'd never worn nail varnish?
You know, it's a long time since I have. I felt frivolous.
Reckon my old Arthur'd kick me out. Call me a fallen woman.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
In much place on a farm for pink nails. You want another pint?
Oh, no, thanks, you'll get me sloshed. I won't see the skittles, let alone hit them.
You from London?
No, Suffolk. I got a boy at the school.
You don't look old enough.
Flatterer.
Oh, you'd never been to London? Got as far as Chelmsford. Coach broke down. Never bothered again. Went to Amsterdam once in May '78. Ipswich was in the cup final. I couldn't watch it.
Why not?
We're Norwich fans. Go on, it's your turn again.
Come on.
It. The voice.
Well, who?
I don't remember his name.
That's a great start.
He gave you a lift once.
Well, you remember him from that?
No. He came here with a petition about cutting the train service.
What, Peggy Nichols?
Him.
I don't believe it.
It's him.
How can you be so sure?
I know it's him.
I can't believe it.
He travels up to town with you?
Well, sometimes.
He'd know Jerry.
Well, look, he's just a nice, quiet man. He flies model aeroplanes, goes all over the country doing it.
So? He'd know Jerry.
Well, about as well as he knows me.
He'd know Jerry'd done a bunk.
Well, only if he saw it in the local paper.
Has he ever talked about Alison?
How do I know?
Has he ever talked about any women?
I don't know.
What do we do? Call the police?
What?
Why not?
Oh. Hello, Sergeant. You remember that peeping Tom that keeps ringing up Mrs. Reynolds? The one you don't believe exists? Well, my wife, bless her, thinks it might be Piggy Nichols. What, no? Well, oh, I wouldn't say so. She's only met him a couple of times with a 5-year gap in between.
Well, I don't like the idea of some creep mouthing obscenities down lonely women's phones. It's sick and cowardly, and I despise men who...
Oh, all right, all right, all right. But why is it you have to get so passionately involved?
Because I care. And it's time you stopped sitting on the fence and actually did something.
Could you connect me with Mr. Walters' room, please?
Hold on.
Hello.
Alison Reynolds. Thank you for the champagne.
Thank you for your advice.
It worked?
I hope you enjoy the bubbly.
I'm about to. Minor problem. I can't open the bottle.
Want me to do it?
And bring a glass?
What's your room number?
21.
I'm on my way.
Come in.
I looked for you earlier.
I was playing Skittles.
Skittles?
Damn well, too, considering I'd never seen a Skittle before 9 o'clock.
Woman of many parts.
So, how did it go with the head man?
Frankly, I was disgusted.
Who by?
Myself. I bent over backwards so far I could have won a gold for limbo dancing.
It worked, though.
Wonderful. Cheers.
Cheers. You forget how good champagne is. At least you do when you drink it as rarely as I do.
Waiting to go into the lion's den. May I?
Please.
I suddenly thought, typical Walters. I mean, we talked non-stop about me, about my problems. What about you? You didn't come up for the cream tea.
I came to see Jason. My husband decamped some time ago. It was the first opportunity that we had to discuss it.
How'd it go?
On the surface, well enough.
Sounds cagey.
Well, one thing I've learnt recently is not to take anything for granted.
Yes, it amazes me how smug parents are. I mean, how certain they are that their kids will avoid making the mistakes that other people's make. Their sons won't drop out or push drugs or climb in the closet.
Right there, but for the grace of God.
Like the roses everywhere. It's a nice touch. Champagne should never be drunk alone.
The motion's carried, unanimous.
So, what happened to Jerry?
I've no idea. He literally didn't come home one night.
Salvation Army?
That's funny. Someone else recommended them to me.
But you didn't follow it up?
No.
Ergo, you're not totally sure you want him found?
You're too fast for me.
I'm sorry, how insensitive. Obviously, you don't want to talk about it.
No, it's okay. Really.
All right, well, like my dentist says, holler if I hit a nerve. How old is Jerry?
41 in December.
You mustn't do that. Sit there nodding like a wise old owl.
Wise, yes, I like that. Old, I'm not quite so keen. 40. Halfway through life. Sudden realization that what lies ahead is more of the same, but less fun, less energy. Less? Life, where did you go? Why didn't you wait for me?
You too?
Oh, yes.
Tony, did you ever think of remarrying?
I thought of everything.
Any conclusions?
I could always blame Adrian. It was never convenient. He was either too young or starting adolescence. 100 different reasons.
Or excuses?
Could be. You ever go dog racing?
No.
Dogs don't run until they see the hare. It's the same with a lot of people. Pound to a penny, something started your Jerry running. Someone you both know? Someone he met somewhere? Does he travel a lot?
A fair amount.
Someone he works with?
It's possible.
Well, if it were me, I'd need to know. Not for Jerry's sake, for my own, for what it told me about myself. You said discuss it. Does that mean you hadn't told Jason?
No.
Afraid he'd blame you? Afraid of losing you?
You don't need a scalpel, do you?
Sorry. Tell me, why with a bottle of vintage champagne are we sitting here, introspecting, making each other miserable?
You speak for yourself. I am not going to feel miserable. I have decided that it isn't fatal after all, and that with a little care and attention, I might just be as good as ever I was. It's the Skittles.
And the champagne.
Yes, that too.
You're going to regret this tomorrow.
Oh, hang tomorrow. I spent too much of my life worrying about tomorrow. City lights? Who needs them? They're well out of it. They play Skittles like it's the World Cup final.
You're out of touch.
Absolutely true. And you?
Oh, mine's a funny old life. 1 minute I'm talking to an oil tycoon in Abu Dhabi, the next I'm with the Brickies and Chippies out on site.
Oh, it sounds fascinating. Tell me some more.
My CV? Oh, restricted information, most of it. 40 red brick, Lucky Jim era, quantity surveyor, currently working for a big civil engineer, a lot of time in the Gulf, widower, 1 son, hobbies, drinking champagne, Western films and Tom Sharp novels.
Oh, question for you. What is an Alamo? Not the Alamo.
Oh, you don't mean the big Mexican-Texan shindig?
No, that's the Alamo. I said an Alamo.
No idea.
I thought you were a Western buff.
Tell me.
It's an American tree.
Sorry. Didn't know.
I thought everyone knew that. What are you thinking?
I was thinking of asking if I could kiss you.
Why don't you?
May I?
Yes. Is that it?
Well, even Tristan begins softly.
Ah, well, there you've got me. Not really into opera. It's one of the penalties of living in the country.
I'll talk you through it. In the original legend, you didn't have nail varnish on a tea tie.
No, I didn't.
In the original legend, Tristan is wounded, grievously wounded. Only Isolde can cure him.
How?
Ja.
Ist alles gut?
Ja, danke wel. Ja, dank u wel.
Liegt u iets anders?
Nee, alsjeblieft.
Good morning, Mrs. Reynolds.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Are you ready to order?
Yes, I'll have fruit juice.
Orange or grapefruit?
Grapefruit, please. And a boiled egg, 3 minutes. Brown toast, please.
Tea or coffee?
Tea, thank you. Oh, excuse me. Did Mr. Waters leave early?
He had to see the headmaster before going back.
Again?
He booked an early call last night.
Oh, I'd assumed it was all sorted out. Well, thank you.
Lovely. They were selling them by the roadside, dirt cheap.
And Jason was okay?
Yeah, he took it like a trooper. What's wrong?
Who was he?
What?
You heard.
How did you know?
Oh, I could say the gleam in your eye, the sheen in your hair, the spring
You're a
in your...
witch. Who is he? Well, I think it's was. Who was he? Nah, maybe it's better that way. Ships in the night.
Can't let you out of my sight for 10 minutes.
No, he was good therapy.
Oh, is that what you call it?
He asked a lot of good questions. He made me sort a lot of things out. Do you mind if we don't talk about it anymore?
Yes.
I haven't got it worked out in my own head yet.
Well, when you have.
You know, the whole trip was slightly unreal. Everyone was doling out advice. And then there was this super fella. Charming, fun, sensitive. It felt so, so easy to be with him, so right. Even in the bedroom. Yes, even there. Going to bed with him seemed the most natural thing in the world. He wanted to. I wanted to. It was the logical end to a perfect evening. And yet, wouldn't you know, part of me didn't want to. He saw the struggle going on. The interesting thing is, he could have persuaded me. I mean, it wouldn't have taken much, but he didn't. And that seemed good too. So, I don't know whether I'm happy or sad. See, I did tell you after all.
Seeing him again?
No reason to think so.
That's it.
For the moment.
I've, also got news.
Ah. Good or bad?
Leave you to judge. Your, phantom phone caller.
Oh, God, yes, he called yesterday while I was leaving.
I spoke to him last night.
How come?
I went to get Barry a clean shirt, and while I was there, he called.
You talked? Well, thank God. You can't imagine the relief that someone else has spoken to him.
Oh, but it's more than that, love. I know who he is.
Well, what are you drinking, Phil?
Good evening. Lager, please.
Half pint, do you?
Yes, half a pint will be fine.
2 half pints of draft lager, please. Yeah. Oh, get some of that smoke out of our throats.
Yes, I'll say. They shouldn't allow it in public transport. They don't allow it in Singapore, you know.
Oh, was it last year you were out there?
That's right. Big legal case.
Oh, how are the redundancies?
Oh, horrendous. We don't even talk about it.
I know. When a last in, first out basis, too.
Yeah?
Oh, thank you very much.
No, allow me.
Oh, please.
You, going to join us?
Hey, what are you doing in this neck of the woods?
Late shopping, and we thought we'd end a drink.
I'll have another.
We're okay.
Oh, Phil, this is my wife, Hilary.
Hello.
Alison Reynolds, Phil Nichols. Now, shall we sit down?
I've heard Richard talk about you. You're the man with the aeroplanes?
That's right, yes.
Oh, tell us a bit about it.
There's not a lot to tell, really.
You took one abroad once, didn't you?
That's right, to a club in Holland. Altmark.
How many planes do you have?
3. 3.
Sounds as though you're not too sure.
Well, there's always one that's in bits.
Great thing, a hobby. Mine's my boat. Too many bored people, right?
Well, it's getting rather late. I must be going. I'll buy you all a drink sometime.
Hold on.
I'd say yes.
Definitely. Not a shadow of a doubt.
You know what we're talking about.
Come on.
Listen. It was my wife that copped last night's load of filth.
What are you going to do?
No, Phil. What are you?
Hi.
You all right?
Just got a bit of a head.
Will you test me on my homework?
Yeah, in a while.
Oh, yeah. A man brought you some flowers.
A man?
From the florist's.
How do you know?
I saw the man.
Where are they?
Over there on the table.